Well, I'd never seen the Sulaks before, and I always wanted to, so we made that a destination. They were fantastic, but I'll tell you more about that later. First, let me tell you where we went.
I'm singing about this old state.
Before heading north, though, we had to go to a memorial for a good friend of mine who passed away. And stumbling around near Battle Creek, we found this arboretum with the most amazing wood carvings. They're as good as anything we would have seen anywhere in the country. So we walked around and we enjoyed them quite a bit, enjoyed the labyrinth that was there, and just marveled at this art.
Kind of fly. I shot straight at the partridge, though most just got away. Mesquite, the silent forest, seen chickadees at play, and hunted the magic mushroom, some secret place in May. And I'm singing, oh I'm singing about this old state of mine, closest thing to heaven that I will ever find. Her great lakes and her rivers are flowing sweet as wine, and an old empty beer can buy a man a dime. Well, I love those April mornings when spring is finally here, and evenings in June full of mayflies and beer. How I love October with leaves like polished brass.
Well, it rained the next day, the whole day long, so we decided to drive all the way to Michigan, to Mackinac City. And while there, Stacy found the neatest place to stay, free on the little lake right outside the city. It was wonderful. But our main reason for going was to visit Fort Michilimackinac, and they've done an outstanding job of excavating it and making it available and user-friendly for the visitors and the public. We really enjoyed it a lot.
This was a for fortified train ship, so people largely were coming here to buy and sell things. The gardens that were established were really just to supplement that was getting shipped in. So,
I'm singing about this old state of mine, closest thing to heaven that I will ever find. Her great lakes and her rivers are flowing sweet as wine, and an old empty beer can buy a man a dime.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm playing a little game called Going to Boston. It's a colonial era game, and so the dice that you see here were made out of musket balls. They were cast musket balls, and then they were hammered into dice, and then the numbers put on them. If you notice, like this has 6 on one side, the direct other side 4. Let's see what we have here. We have 6 on the other side, 5, and then on this one 6 on the other side 2. They're just random. Dice in the 18th century were often just random like that. So these are made out of lead free computers for kids. So you roll all 3. Keep the highest one. So keep 5. Only keep 1. And so I got 8, 9. Give it a try. Well, there we go. So then there you can pick out a bunk.
And an old empty beer can buy a man a dime.
It's really pretty amazing to see these gigantic ships come through this narrow channel, 700 to 1,000 feet long, 88,000 tons or more. I mean, it's just incredible, the navigation skills that are required, and the engineering feat to create these channels that raise and lower the ships simply by the gravity of water. There was a simulation there, and Stacy was able to raise and lower a ship. While she was doing that, we watched an actual ship raise across the bay. You could tell by looking at the brown water line next to the post and then see it raise that much more. It's really quite an engineering marvel. 100% of the nation's taconite iron ore still goes through those locks.
I'm singing about this old state of mind, closest thing to heaven that I will ever find. Her great lakes and her rivers are flowing sweet as wine, and an old empty beer can buy a man a dime. Well, I fished her icy rivers with every kind of fly. I shot straight at the partridge, though most just got away. Mesquite, the silent forest, seen chickadees at play, and hunted the magic.
We stayed out in the weeds as much as we could. It's beautiful out there and so quiet and peaceful. And we did this and we did that, and we went to the Shipwreck Museum at Whitefish Point, which is really extraordinary. If you get a chance, you should see it. But you know, one of the most amazing things that we did was to stay right on the Lake Superior shoreline.
Well, I love those April mornings when spring is finally here, and evenings in June full of mayflies and beer. How I love October with leaves like polished brass, and even January.
We went hunting for treasure, and agates are supposed to be abundant up there. I don't know where the agates are, but just look at these stones.
Closest thing to heaven that I will ever find. Her great lakes and her rivers are flowing sweet as wine, and an old empty beer can buy a man a dime.
Our last day was at Big Knob Point on Lake Michigan, a beautiful spot surrounded by cedar trees and tall pines. Relaxing? Absolutely. Beautiful? You can't beat it. But you know what we didn't know was that we were right next to Snake Alley. Yes, we even saw them swimming in Lake Michigan. More snakes there than we've seen in our entire travels anywhere. Yeah, snakes. Even the dogs don't like them. But our final trek was over the beautiful bridge. Did you know that July 5th is the busiest season ever? We had a 2-hour wait to cross the bridge. We know that now. But hey, it's the UP, and we loved it.
Lord, I hate mosquitoes. Black flies are even worse. The flies of Lake Superior are the very devil's curse.